It's Spacey Sims, and we're back with more Variable Barricade, continuing Taiga's route, and we went like super fucking over in the last part, so we'll see. We can at least maybe get these two today, and then we'll see time-wise, and if it's like 45 minutes or so, I might stop there. This part might be a little bit shorter just because that part was super fucking long, but we'll see what happens. I mean, honestly, these two probably won't even be 30 minutes. But I don't know. I think the last part went because we were in here and then Taiga just said some shit that just flipped me a fucking off. Because, like, no, you don't sit there and do that bullshit. Like, So I don't know. I really don't know with Taiga and that if it was, like, trying to push you away or, like, kind of into you and then you're doing that dick move of being like, well, you walked into it so I can't control myself and I'm a man and that's like your fault that I can't keep my penis to myself. Like, I don't know. And like, that drives me crazy. I hate that shit. So like, I mean, I don't mind you pinning me down on the bed. Like, I'm okay with that until the words that came out of your mouth were basically victim blaming. And then I'm like, excuse me? You walked in here and asked for it. I'm going to punch you in your face. Because you definitely asked for that, motherfucker. Like, what the hell? This stuff makes me so freaking frustrated. But anyway, I don't really know. I really kind of want to believe that he's just, you know, us being in his room does make it difficult for him. Like, I kind of like you and I'm not supposed to like you. And was, like, hoping that if he did something drastic and creepy and douchey, that we would, like, avoid him and then he wouldn't have to deal with the feelings that he has. So, like, I want to, like, okay, but also, maybe watch the words that are coming out of your mouth, bitch, because those were wildly inappropriate, you know what I mean? So, I don't know how like, there are parts about that I can get, and again, pinning me down, CG, I'm okay with that, because he looked hot in it, but the words, it's the words that you chose to say and blame me, and, like, me coming into your room, and then now that you already have me here, we can do whatever because I was basically asking for it and fuck that shit. No. Stop that. This is the modern age, okay? We can't even be like, well, it was ye olde times. Oh, hell no. It's 2022, bitch. I mean, I don't know when this game was made, but still, it's close enough to 2022 for you to not be thinking like that bullshit. And why the hell do we still think like this? Stop it. No. So anyway. Not over it. Damn it, Taiga. Anyway, so let's move on. A conciliatory flan. I keep thinking it's a conciliatory fan, but it says flan. Anyway. I'm so conscientious of Taiga, it's hard to be around him. I'm confused and stressed. I don't blame you. What he did was douchey. He's still hot, but I'm still mad about it. Like, I don't know. Listen. Kasuga could... Listen. If Kasuga can be around me all the goddamn time with how hot we are for each other, and he keeps his dick to himself. I'm just saying everybody can do it, okay? And that's just in my imagination, because Kazuga's probably my cousin, brother, uncle, father. I don't know. I don't know. He's like my bastard only, like my grandfather's bastard child, or secret love affair child, or some shit. I don't know, but I'm just saying, if the game's not gonna let me date Kasuga, it's gonna be for weird fucking he's my family reasons. And listen, I'm already past it, okay? Like, I thought it was going to be weird, but we are playing other games where we're basically going to fuck our brothers, so whatevs! Game, not going to faze me! There's very few things you could do make me not fall in love with Kasuga, and I only say that because I don't want to push the game to do something so drastically awful where I'm like, yeah, nothing will stop me! And then they do it, and I'm like, except that! I'm trying to keep the line as close to sane as possible so they don't go completely off the rails with it, is all I'm saying. Anyway. The next morning, my body went through my normal morning routine, but my mind raced as I thought about last night's events. Yes, I'm aware I probably relied on Taiga for too many things. Yes, I probably went to his room too often, and I guess I might have acted too casually around him as well. I needed to correct my behavior, and Taiga had tried to bring it to my attention. But imagine that thought process. I was too casual around him. Okay, so again, this is like also perpetuating that men and women can't be friends, and you can't be kind of casual and hang out with your guy friends because they all want to stick their dick in you. But I know that there's people who do the whole, oh, men and women can't be friends. That's not really true. I have a lot of guy friends, and I don't want to have sex with any of them. Okay? Like, any of them. And it could just be because I'm on the A spectrum, so, like, I really don't, not a lot of people I actually want to have sex with. Look, my mind is a dirty, dirty whore, and we play these games, and I'm like, yeah, give it to me, Kazuka. But, like, in reality, in the real world, I'm like, yes, hi. You are a good-looking man. It's nice. You are like art, but I'm not going to take it home and hang it on my wall. You're just pretty to look at. That's basically it. So, like, you know? So, no, I don't want to have sex with any of my guy friends. You know? And even if I'm out and about and I'm like, man, that guy is beautiful, or he's fine, I'm not like, yeah, I still don't want to have sex with you. Like, it's just not there. There's like a disconnect. Those wires in my brain and my body are not connected. Okay, so I don't get it. So I do not get that this is like, I can't control my penis. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Just saying. You can't control your dirty mind, and you might be thinking inappropriate shit, and you go all for it, buddy, because your mind palace is yours, okay? We are not in Persona 5. I am not going to jump into your mind palace and tell you you're a dirty whore. You do whatever the fuck you want in your mind palace, but you keep that shit in your mind palace and keep your hands to your damn self. Okay? Just saying. It's not that hard. It's really not. Like, if you do not have impulse control, where a girl walks in with a tiny little skirt on, and you can't stop touching, groping, and putting your dick on her, then that's a problem with you and no one else. And we should stop making excuses. Nah, no excuses. Self-control. You should have learned that in preschool. Timmy, that's not your toy. Don't touch it. Oh, and did Timmy get in trouble for touching other people's toys? Yes. Oh, but when it's a person's body, that's okay. I'm just looking. Okay, get off my soapbox now. I think we can all agree that that's bullshit. You can control yourself. You learned this shit in fucking kindergarten, okay? You learned this shit as a toddler, and if toddlers have better impulse control than adult men, that's a fucking problem. And it's not mine. Not my problem. I mean, by default, it's my problem because I'm a woman in this world, and, you know, we have to account for men and their douchey behavior. But it shouldn't be my problem, is what I'm saying. So anyway. Also, no man's doing that because I'm not that attractive. Like, still. Anyway. I needed to correct my behavior, and Taiga tried to bring it to my attention. Again, I don't agree with any of this. It's making me mad, so. Okay, but he didn't really have to go that far, did he? Exactly. If it made him uncomfortable that you were coming to his room, he could have said something or been like, well, society finds it inappropriate, and also it's a little inappropriate, and because, like, I'm attracted to you, so maybe don't. Because I'm getting mixed signals. I think you might be interested, but I know you're not. Like, okay, that's different. That's a conversation. That is not a, like, grunting noise as he dry humps your leg shit. Okay, I'm just saying. There's differences. My cheeks burned at the thought of what happened in the bedroom. Mm-hmm. I had no idea how I was supposed to handle that. Kick him in the balls! To make things worse, if my behavior up till now had been improper, then how am I supposed to act around him now? Being cautious, him calling me cute? What was he trying to do to me? There was a knock. I nearly jumped out of my skin. Miss Spacey, if you don't come down for breakfast shortly, we may find ourselves pressed for time. I'm on my way. Again, Kasuga can keep all of his bits to himself. I'm just saying, perfect gentleman. And the game is probably like, he's not in love with us. But also, did you notice any of the other guys putting all their shit on me? No, but I also don't go to their bedrooms. Sure, okay, fine. But Kasuga's always in my bedroom. And do you see me throwing my vagina at him? I mean, I'm trying, man. I am trying to throw myself at this man. And he's just not picking up what I'm putting down. But I'm just... But no! I make eyes and inappropriate comments to him, which is sexual harassment. Especially because I'm his boss. But, like, do you see me throwing my body parts at him? No. And it's not really, I'm not actually sexually harassing. In my brain I am. Absolutely I am. But not verbally. My mind palace. Absolutely getting a lawsuit for that one. Kasuga, in my head palace though, Kasuga likes it. And we're both willingly doing all these inappropriate things with each other, so. Kasuga, where are you? I need to see you now, because Taiga made me, like, mad, and now I need to see my precious Kasuga, but no, he's not even going to show himself now. He listened to me from before. All right, leaving my room was the first step, but I had no clue how I was supposed to react if I ran into Taiga. Scream, kick him in the nuts, and keep going. Wait, no, I'll be fine. He's undoubtedly still asleep. He's never awake at this hour. He's absolutely awake, because you know it. Hey, babe. I yelped with a start. Taiga stood behind me, looking confused. Come on, you didn't have to act that surprised. Why are you awake? You're never up at this hour in the morning. Who was it who lectured me on rising with the sun and living a more disciplined lifestyle, Well, but... What? You're acting real weird, babe. Oh, I get it. Last night. That's why, huh? And then you bring it up and make it worse. Thanks for making it more awkward. How can you be so calm about it? I held back my budding annoyance, trying my best to keep my voice calm. Yes? About last night? Let's both forget anything happened, alright? I'm sure that would be more convenient for you, too. Quietly mumbled that, hoping no one overheard. Taiga smirked and lifted his chin, thinking. I don't know. You looked awful cute, babe. And now he's being a dick. You know, you had a moment there, Taiga, where you were actually nice and soft, and now you're being a dick. Are you being a dick because you're trying to hide the fact that you're squishy on the inside? My God. I get it. Mayuto was right about you. Hey! Oh, you gonna blush for me again? Hey! You were blushing too, you know. And you said all kinds of things that you usually wouldn't be caught dead saying. Yeah, they sure did. Tiger rolled his eyes and turned away. He headed up the stairs. Wait a minute, where are you going? Don't ask. I'll have to get some sleep. Good night. I could only stand there and watch as he climbed the steps to the second floor. He is going up there in a panic because he's embarrassed now. He's like, yeah, I did. Okay, bye. Good. Girl, keep that power. He was just going to sleep now? What is he saying about a disciplined lifestyle? Not only that, he'd done it again. Calling me cute. Ugh! Would he ever get tired of teasing me? No. With nowhere else to project my annoyance, I gave the floor a good solid stomp. Lunchtime. As usual, I sat together with Samuki. Absolutely fed up with Taiga, I took this opportunity to vent all my frustrations about him. I always knew he had a bad attitude, but this really took the cake. Where does he get off telling me to be more careful? Ugh, he's so arrogant. I just started to think he might be a decent person too, but no, I take it back. He's nothing but an unemployed layabout with an insufferable attitude. Samuki quietly absorbed my litany. A wry smile curled her lips slightly. I presume something happened between you and Mr. Isurugi. I thought you'd been rather fond of his company of late, but... Did you have an argument? Her smile turned gentle. I paused for a moment, then started to speak. I've been going to him to vent lately. He knows my situation, and he even volunteered to help me. Indeed. And, well, I didn't want the others overhearing me, so I'd go to his room. Almost every night. To his room? But then last night he asked me not to act so casual about visiting his bedroom. I mean, this is... Samugi sighed and shook her head. Madam Spacey, that is not something that should upset you. In fact, you should be grateful to Taiga for his lesson. Okay, I don't agree with it. Okay. I agree with the cultural thing, which kind of does something. Again, people are going to think things if you're going to a man's room. It's stupid, and maybe people should stop thinking these things, and I shouldn't not go to talk to my friend because other people can't stop thinking that people are having sex and it's none of your fucking business. But okay. And also, I get that, like, in her position, it would be unseemly for her to have love affairs. Whereas normal people, me, normal, no one gives a fuck, I can go to somebody's room, and if somebody's like, oh, you're sleeping with them, who gives a flying fuck what I do with my business and who I do or do not have sex with? Not your business, and, you know, kind of stupid for giving a fuck. For her, I get it. It's also a cultural thing, but like I get the like in your position, you can't be seen fraternizing. That's why we had to get rid of Kazu's number, right? You cannot just go out in public with a man that's not your like, oh, like okay, fine. Fine. I get that. But this like he taught you a lesson. I mean, on one hand, sure, him kind of bringing it to our attention, like, people are going to say things, and it's inappropriate for you to be in my room so casually because it could be misconstrued, and that would be bad for your reputation, and the fan, blah, blah, blah. There's a way to present it just like that. And then there's the, can't give my dick to myself if you're in my room, babe. Like, that kind of bullshit. So no. Okay. But also, fuck no, this was handled inappropriately by Taiga. I get, you know what I mean. Of course the games are always going to do inappropriate shit like this. Like, that's the whole point, you know? But I'm just saying, it just bugs me a little. But he's only an observer. Why shouldn't I feel safe and secure around him? Madam Spacey, listen, and this is important. You must remember, all men are ravenous wolves. Okay, that's bullshit, and we need to just stop that fucking... Observer or not, underneath it all, Mr. Isarugi is still a gentleman. Not if he's a ravenous wolf. Gentlemen keep their dicks to themselves. Just saying. Girl, fight me. In that type of situation, even he might be tempted to accidentally push you down on his bed. What? Smoky looked at me, unblinking. I looked away from her. And? I prompted Samugi to continue, unsuccessfully pretending that nothing had just happened. He gave me a curious look and then continued to speak. Her tone was gentle, but I was clearly being lectured. Mr. Izuruki taught you a very important lesson, Spacey. It's only proper to be thankful. Get this whole fucking thing. It's a delicate subject. Most people would hesitate to speak so plainly about it. He didn't speak so no. So angry. And he was spot on, too. I assume you didn't snap at him for offering you that important lesson. That would be terribly rude, correct? Oh, yes, because a man should always push me down and threaten to rape me because I showed up in his room, and how silly of me! Fuck that shit. Again, I get it. In her position, this is inappropriate behavior, but there is a difference between telling us it's inappropriate behavior and explaining, blah, 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 people can misconstrue this and whatever. Oh, right, okay, yeah, get it through my head. And insinuating that because I showed up in his room, it's okay to have his way with me, and I deserved it, and was asking for it. And then Samugi being like, well, damn straight, it's a good thing he did that, otherwise you wouldn't have learned. And wolves can control their penises, it's your job. Like, I'm gonna go with fuck no. And now, Samugi, I'm kind of fucking pissed at you. I'm gonna throw all of you in the fucking trash. Where you belong right now. Kasuga, back me the fuck up. Kasuga, if you agree with this, I'm gonna be so fucking mad. Of course not. I would never. I had snapped, of course. Just couldn't say so. And rightfully so, because that was fucking bullshit. Again, the meaning behind the lesson, I'm okay. Well, the intent behind the lesson, fine. The words that came out of your fucking mouth and perpetuating the stereotype that it's a woman's fucking job to fucking worry about men and how they can't handle themselves is kind of bullshit, and I wish we would stop perpetuating this and telling her that, oh gosh, we should thank him for threatening to rape us because we showed up in his room. Like, I'm just saying. Like, bullshit. Let's stop. Let's not pretend he's a good guy for this bullshit. Okay? Better ways to handle this. Poorly handled. Poorly fucking handled. Samugi, I'm disappointed in you. I'm not mad. I mean, I'm mad, and I'm also extremely disappointed. The mad I will get over it, but the disappointment will last forever, Samugi. Say. I mustn't snap. I must act normally. Naturally. I repeated that in my head like a mantra, taking deep breaths as I got out of the car. Because see, like, say Kasuga found out, he would have lectured us, and he'd have told us off, and we'd have felt like garbage about what happened. But, like, it'd have been different, you know what I mean? Because in Kasuga's mind, every single one of them is just, you can't be trusted. You know what I mean? Listen! Of course, if Kasuga tried this on me, I'd be like, yeah, no, it was absolutely my fault. I was totally asking for it. Because it absolutely would be my fault, and I absolutely would be asking for it, because it's Kasuga. It's different. But, like, okay. Miss Spacey, allow me to take your bag. Thank you. To Kasuga. You're the only person I can actually rely on in this fucking house. Everybody else in this route is just awful right now. Even Samugi. Please, Kasuga. Don't be like them. Must be calm. Serene. Hey, babe. Just get back. I hurriedly turned in the direction of the voice and saw Taiga casually strolling towards me. Be natural. I surreptitiously... Surreptitiously. I don't know why that word wouldn't come out of my mouth. Surreptitiously. I'm like, surreptitiously did not want to roll off my motherfucking tongue. Anyway. Too angry to read words, game! Anyway. Took a deep breath and with the exhale, opened my mouth to speak. And you're heading out? Well, isn't that special? Ugh, how stupid am I? After how hard I'd pushed myself to stay relaxed and act naturally. Sheesh. Somebody's a prickly pear. You really ought to learn how to relax, babe. I didn't ask for your advice! Yeah. I was annoyed at how I couldn't seem to stop myself from being snippy around him. Unsure what I might accidentally say next, I simply glared at him and kept my mouth shut. Back to normal, then. Seriously? You're easier to read than a large print book. And what does that mean? Nothing. Tiger rolled his eyes, his voice irreverent. For some reason, the irreverent gesture pricked at me. I still didn't know what to say, so instead I turned and hurried away into the house. After dinner, hoping for some quiet time to collect my thoughts, I slipped past the others and went out into the courtyard. Or went out into the yard, sorry. This isn't going well at all. I sighed, looking down at the grass. Right then, something cold touched my cheek. I turned my eyes back up to see Taiga holding out a small cup of flan. Here, take it. Thanks? Oh, he bought us the flan. Yeah, actually, you know what? Because I was thinking, like, we would get it for him for some reason, and then I was like, wait, that doesn't make any damn sense! Me being angry. How dare you do all this? I bought you a flan to apologize for, giving you the opportunity to like, what? No! Yeah, damn right this is the way it should be. What the fuck? Stupid game. I hesitated a moment and then took the offering. As I did, Taiga settled down next to me. I glanced down at the cup of flan and noticed writing on the side of the plastic. In large letters, it said, Taiga. Wait, your name is on this one. When Taiga wrote his name on something, there was a reason. Wasn't this something he didn't want to give up? I looked back up at Taiga. He grinned lazily and shrugged. I mean, that's kind of like, it's kind of nice though, okay? Like, you were inappropriate, and you're an asshole, and everyone sucks for acting like this is all my damn fault. I mean, again, get the point. But the execution was seriously flawed and bullshit, okay? But getting here, it's like, I feel bad. So then he gave me something that he wrote his name on, that he would punch anybody else for eating, and like, that's actually kind of nice. Like, okay. Still disappointed in you! But okay. Try that shit again and I will nut punch you. So fucking hard. Come on. Mine, so I can do whatever I want with it. I want to give it to you. Here, spoon. Now? Just shut up and eat, would ya? It's the cheap stuff, yeah, but it's still pretty good. I tugged off the foil lid. After a pause, I took up the teeny plastic spoon and scooped out a bite. It's tasty. Compared to the flan I normally had, its texture was poor and it lacked any depth of flavor. But there was something strangely comforting about it. Well, good stuff, right? I suppose so. I quietly scooped up another bite and started to panic inwardly. The flan was clearly meant to open an opportunity. Given his job on the inside, Taiga couldn't afford to let a relationship stay awkward for long. And he was skilled at conscientious gestures like this. But I'm afraid that if I open my mouth, I'll just say something rude to him again. Every spoonful of flan I scooped from the cup pushed at me like the ticking of a clock. A thin layer of watery caramel sauce on the bottom had just seeped into the flan's lighter tan layer. Tyga suddenly asked me a question. So, gonna come to my room tonight? I'd be like, nope! Huh, it's Tyga. Holy crap, look on your face. And this somehow surprises you? Of course I'm not gonna go. Why would I? Yeah, after what happened last night, I knew you'd decline. But you gotta vent, right? If you don't, all that stress builds up. Isn't that how it goes? Yeah, well, I'll deal with it. You know what? I will just go out with the other 3 chuckle fucks in there. Because I guess I have to. I actually think we should go on dates with them, just so Tyga's like, wait, what? But, no, wait. Shit. Yeah, you crossed the line and pushed me away. That's what you wanted? Gonna go run into Ichiya's arms. And then Shion's, and then maybe Nayuta's. Well, you know what? Nayuta and I are gonna go for a walk and play fetch in the park. It'll be fine. Not really. Yes, having someone like Tyga, to whom I could air my grievances, was extremely important to me. Simply knowing that I didn't have to put up with it all, that there was someone there I could go to for. Oh my god, I cannot read today. The game has made me so frustrated about this point that I can't read anymore. Simply knowing that I didn't have to put up with it all, that there was someone I could go to for help, took such a weight off my shoulders. I can't read today? I don't know what the problem is. Maybe it wasn't really because I wanted to vent. Maybe I was only looking for an excuse to go spend time together with him. Because it's fun. If I made excuses about needing to complain, I could go see Tyga and talk with him whenever I wanted. That realization slowly sank into me. But just because it's fun doesn't mean I could get carried away and lean on him too much. That was what he was getting at, wasn't it? I'm fine now. I carried another bite of flan to my mouth. The mild sweetness kept sour words at bay. Once I finished the little cup, I would apologize to him. Then we could go back to the way we used to be. Just as I cemented that thought in my mind. Come on. You're really gonna leave me all alone? Huh? I told you before that I don't mind you opening up around me. Yeah, your tendency to deal in absolutes is exhausting, but it's still fun listening to you blow off steam. You're kidding! Also, wait! Now you're like, what? No, you're not gonna trust me anymore? Gestures wildly. Did you not just fucking see what happened? No! You don't get back in my good graces that fast! Game? Only Kasuga gets back in my good graces that fast, no matter what the fuck he does. In fact, in the midst of doing that, I'd be like, I am so mad at you, but I love you anyway. You just keep doing what you're doing because I'm here for it. Like, Kasuga's literally the only one who could get away with this shit in this game. But, like, seriously, the rest of you motherfuckers, time out. Kasuga does not ever have to go to timeout, okay? It's always fucking time in for Kasuga. All I'm saying. But, like, Tyga, time the fuck out, bro. I need you to fucking take a breather. Just back away for a minute. Nope, totally serious. Though, you probably shouldn't be so open with me. Doing so might lead down some dangerous roads. That's why I gave you that warning. Paused, running his hands through his hair in a gesture that was part nervous, part embarrassment, and you're like, and then I gave you that warning, you shouldn't be so open with me, but you're gonna come and be open with me, right? Man logic makes no fucking sense! I, couldn't find the right words to say what I needed to say, so I kind of resorted to drastic measures. Pushed it a little too far, didn't I? Fuck yeah! A little! A little! Little! Just a little! Pushed it so fucking far, I'm gonna have to get a passport and like 6 flights to get back home, motherfucker! Jesus! Sorry to scare you like that. It's just because I don't have my passport on me because he pushed me so fucking far, so I gotta get the... Anyway. His sudden kindness left me at a loss for words, right? You're like so confused now. I won't do anything like that again, I swear. And I don't mind if you come by my room again, as long as it's at a reasonable hour, and maybe not so often. But I mean, it's obvious my lesson's sank in, right? This fucking look on his face. I just want to slap it right the fuck off. There it was. Tyga's familiar mischievous smirk surfaced again as he peered at me from the corner of his eye. And this is where you're like, I mean, God, but But then this CG, you're like, you're so hot. Even this one, like, he's still pretty in this, like, kind of sprite, but it's still not my favorite version of his sprite. Because he's got, like, the, like, yeah, cocky kind of look on his face. And I'm just like, yeah, it ruins it because I'm not into it. But then every other little sprite of him, you're like, actually, you're really pretty and adorable. I kind of like it. Like, Tyga, I like it when you're not being a douche. But then you go back to being a douche. And then you have these moments where you're like, he's not so... And then he says something douchey, and you're like, Jesus Christ, I don't know what to do with you. I'm enjoying it, though, don't get me wrong. Minus all the shit that came out of your mouth in the last part. Like, no, I'm not here for that. But I will never go to your room again. Good girl. Oh, why not? Don't be shy. I said I won't, so I won't! Yeah. Drop on by whenever you're feeling lonely and want my company. I'll be there for you. And with that, he got up and went back into the house. Like, no, I'll just go to the garage. But then you do the same thing. You can't be in any room. You can't be in your own garage with a man alone, because God knows the engine's purring, baby. Like, give me a fucking break. Kasuga, come with me. But stand in the corner and don't open your mouth while I vent to fucking Tyga. You don't get to lecture me. Keep your mouth shut, Kasuga. That's an order. And then you vent, and Kasuga's over there like, we'll just have to gag Kasuga. It'll be fine. And then we're not alone, and then Tyga, you can't do anything weird because Kasuga's right there staring at you. And I gagged him, and if we're talking too long, he's going to suffocate because I tied it real tight. Just saying, and I'm pretty sure I closed his nose too. He's got no air going in. I would never do that to Kasuga. I would make sure he's okay. Filled with awkward emotions I couldn't put a name to, I dashed back up to my own room. I went straight to my bed and dived into it face first. Ugh! That man! Ugh! I flailed my feet against the covers like a child throwing a tantrum, but the strange emotions held fast to my heart. I didn't even get to thank him. Not only that, I cornered him into making his apology, and even I forgot to say thanks for the flan. So embarrassed with myself. Why can I never act like a normal person around him? I always seem to mess up. You can't really act like a normal person around anybody, though, to be honest. Barely act like a normal person around Kasuga. Let's be honest. The harder I tried to ignore him, the less I knew how to act around him. I automatically wound up saying nasty things to him because I wanted to hide how flustered I was. How had this happened? It's so long ago that I've been able to talk to him like a normal person. I pulled out my phone, still unsure of how to handle the weird feelings roiling in my chest. I asked Samugi for advice. But how do I even bring it up? Ugh! What is going on with me? What am I supposed to do now? I dove under my bed covers in a desperate attempt to escape from the confusion tumbling around in my head. Sometimes you just want to curl up in a ball under your fucking comforter and just be like, nothing can touch me here. I can't see anything and nothing can see me. I am perfectly hidden from the universe. The Gambler. I'm assuming this is where we go because there's no other options. One weekend, Tyga invites me to play cards with him. It's only a game, but he makes odd choices. My weekends had always been busy days full of activity. As I moved into this house with the others, they'd only become busier. This weekend was an exception. Maybe it's because Ichi and Nayuta are out for the weekend? Those two account for most of the noise here. Thinking on that, I headed towards the living room. I bumped into Tyga on his way out. Tyga, are you going out too? What? Curious? No, you're probably just off to blow money on pachinko. I didn't try to hide my exasperation. He gave me a weird look and shook his head. Pachinko? Not my thing. If I'm gonna take a chance, I'd rather hit up foreign casinos or play a lottery or something. Everything else is boring. What? But his background report called him a gambling addict. If he was addicted to gambling, wouldn't any game of chance scratch that itch? Look, we all have standards. I have standards. My brow furrowed as I puzzled over the thought. Tyga must have read my mind because he nodded and went, Right, change of plans. Babe, you and I are going to have a little card game competition. Where did this come from all of a sudden? I am not playing strip poker with you. It's not like you have any other plans, right? Still, it's very sudden and my plan... I love it when people do that. What are your plans for the weekend? Nothing? Oh, you should go on... No, my plans are literally nothing. Not I don't have plans. My plans are to do nothing, and that is what I enjoy. People don't get it. You should go out. I did. I went out once. I went out on a Saturday night, and then I need like weeks to recover. Anyway. Actually, yeah, I'm so behind in recording this that like this is going up at the end of August, I think. But like, then I got stuff to do for like weekends. I think. I don't even know when. But it's like, when you're like, I have this weekend that I can't do anything because I got people coming over, and then the next weekend again, you're like, I'm so tired already, and it's not even here yet. 2 weekends in a row. I like my weekends, man. Listen, I get depressed as soon as Sunday happens because I have to go back to work on Monday. So, like, my entire Sunday is spent being sad because I have to go back to work the next day. So I really get 1 day on a weekend. Just saying. It's not fair. Anyway. Great. That settles that. I'll go get changed and grab what we need. Wait for me in the living room, okay? Okay. Hey! Micah didn't respond as he dashed up the stairs. Changed from my going out clothes to my staying in clothes. I mean, legit. I think it's always funny because those are his going out clothes and then he has his staying in clothes. But, like, not gonna lie, my clothes right now are definitely not my going to work clothes or my going out clothes. They're my staying in the house clothes, and I look schlubby. Everybody else looks nice. But if they showed everybody in, like, baggy fucking, like, lounge pants and oversized t-shirts, you'd be like, this is boring. They need to have flares. Hi, little bird! Ugh, he's always so demanding. That's about you, bird. Not the little bird, this one. With my schedule decided for me, I plodded into the living room. Shion was present, drinking tea with swan-like grace. Would you care for some too, Spacey? He gestured smoothly to the teapot on the table, but I shook my head. I've been informed I'm playing cards with Taiga in a moment. You can join us if you'd like. Shion smiled and set his teacup down on the table. I think I'll pass, thank you. I thought you and Taiga had been getting along better, but you've been acting unusually prickly toward him lately. This would be a lovely opportunity for the two of you to spend time alone together and talk. What? I blinked at Shion in confusion. He stood without a sound and glided out of the room. As he passed me, he quietly said, Good luck. Yeah. As he disappeared through the door, a good deal of tension lifted from my shoulders. Shion is frighteningly perceptive. Sorry to make you wait. Coffee table's too low. What say we go play on the table in the dining room, huh? Babe? I sat in silence, not saying a word. Curious and confused, Taiga leaned over and looked at me. I quickly got up, not sure I could keep the embarrassment off my face. Practically dashed to the dining room. Going to the dining room table, right? Wait, come on! Yeah. He followed me into the dining room, and we took seats opposite each other at the table. Okay, let's say we start with a quick hand of poker. You're familiar with the rules, yeah? I nodded, my eyes immediately drawn to Taiga's hands and the deck of cards in them. Like, these all have naked ladies on them! You know what? Actually, his deck would have fucking kittens. You'd be like, why do these all have kittens on them? He deftly shuffled the deck. The brightly colored cards made a pleasant hissing noise as they danced between his fingers. He's rather practiced at shuffling. As I watched him efficiently cut the cards, I was struck by a curious thought. He said, Hey, about earlier, I'd taken you for someone who loves gambling in all its forms, but you said you're a bit particular about what you like to play? Yeah, Japan's government regulated gambling likes any sense of adventure. Adventure? How so? I'm going to be plunking down bets. Why not dream big? Big stakes, big prizes. There's this game right here dating me as big stakes, big prizes. I'm just saying, like, you'd think you'd be all in for this shit, and yet... Prize is big enough to set you up to live if you manage to win them. Again! Hello, that's me! That's why I went overseas and tried my luck at all kinds of stuff. Cards, roulette, dog racing, sports games. Scale on the prize pool for those games dwarfed anything you'll see in Japan. Damn, it was a thrill. Did you know I made a killing in Vegas? Oh, did you? I know that look. You don't believe me, huh? If you'd really made that big of a killing, you wouldn't be here right now. Well, technically, I guess. But I did hit it. Kinda big. Really. Becca gave me a bitter grin and a shrug. A short, awkward silence fell, which he broke with a cough. Also, he absolutely could have made it big, but when you're a gambling addict, you just keep going. So you're like, yeah, I just won $100,000. I bet I can make 2. And then the next thing you know, you're in the hole for 100. You're like, I mean, I lost 200 grand. Shit. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just saying. It's always about the neck. It's chasing that high. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's get started, shall we? I got some plastic chips we can use for bets. This is just a quick game. I'm not going to make you bet for real. Alright. Cool. I'll be the dealer then. He stopped fiddling with the deck and quickly dealt out a hand of cards in front of both of us. Watching his smooth and practiced movements gave rise to more questions in my mind. I hear you went overseas a lot. Was it also you could gamble? No, hell no. I went because it's fun. I was broadening my horizons, if you want to make it sound good. Getting to gamble was the cherry on the top. It was a little ritual I do with every new country I visited. Oh? That wasn't the answer I'd expected. He saw my surprise and laughed. Okay, let's get this hand started. Never actually gambled, but I have taken a tour of a casino. I think this is how it works? I thought back on the rules of the game, checked my hand, and placed a few chips in the middle of the table to see how he would react. But... Okay, I'm all in. What? You're betting everything? Yeah. Is that all from you, babe? Yes? And so we played a few hands. I always made sure to leave myself a few chips, just in case of trouble. But Tyga, he always went all in. At first I thought he didn't take me seriously as an opponent, but he never seemed mad when he lost. Are you sure you shouldn't be more conservative with your bets? If you go all in and lose, you'll get wiped clean. But this is just how Tyga's gonna deal with your romance. He's gonna go all in. I feel like this is gonna come back toward the end and be like, remember when we were playing poker? I'm all in. Like, that is so coming back. This is not here just for funsies. This is literally just Tyga. I'm all in, babe. Absolutely, if he does not say that fucking line at some point referring back to this point in time, then I don't fucking know what end is up, because, like, he has to. It'd be so fucking perfect. Witnessing the repeated losses was painful. Tyga laughed and answered. I mean, it's not like you're really actually losing. This is a fun bet. You know what I mean? If you were gambling real money, you're a little more conservative. You might, like, try, you got more strategy. But when you're just playing, all your chips in, and you're like, oh, well, I lost everything. Okay. You know what I mean? Nah, this is fine. Just buying dreams, after all. When you're gambling, all that money is easy come, easy go. True. According to him, say you bet 100 yen and win 10,000 yen. Then you bet that 10,000 and lose it all, coming away with a total of 0 yen. If you think about it, all you really lost was 100 yen. True. The other 9,900 yen was merely a dream. Or you win 10,000 and then you're like, sweet, and you go fucking home. But if you're just there to have fun and you win and then you lose it all, you're like, it's the same thing with, like, going and, like, putting $20 in a slot machine. You just keep playing, and sometimes you just keep going until it runs out, and you're like, well, I got 2 hours out of enjoyment on $20. I may not have won anything, but you win, and instead of cashing out, well, I made $22. Woo! Cash out. Win $2. You just keep going, and you just keep letting the wins roll over until you broke, and then by that point, you're shit-faced, because if you're in Vegas, they're giving you free fucking liquor as you're sitting at the slot machines. I mean, last time I went to Vegas, we did that. We just sat at the put $20 in the penny slots. You're like, you just sit there for forever. You're like, you're just playing for funsies. You're not trying to win. You know what I mean? If you did, yeah, it'd be great. And you're like, and deep down, you're like, yeah, big jackpot. Give me that $200 jack. It's penny slots. You know what I mean? But, like, you know, you win, like, whoa, I won $10. Cool. And that's $10 more that you can just keep gambling. So you go into it knowing, like, I'm taking this $20 and I'm coming out with nothing, most likely, but I'm just, you know what I mean? It's like going into the store and buying something for $20. This is just, you're buying an experience, you know? And technically you're getting free drinks, so you're really buying the drinks if you think about it. Anyway. But if you kept that 10,000 yen, wouldn't you be that much richer? Well, yeah. Why keep it when you can use that money to fund a 100,000 yen dream? or even a million yen dream. That's where the thrill is. And that's where it becomes dangerous, but, you know. Oh my god, hi! I did not know we were getting a CG, but like, okay. Look at you! Sexy bitch with your poker cards and your chips. Winking at us. I frowned at him. I didn't like that answer. He just laughed again. Let's say there's a game where if you win, you'd be granted any wish you could think of. But the ante for that game was your life. Did you pony up, babe? So you mean like offering my soul to Satan? I'm pretty sure I did that for a bag of Doritos when I was like 8. Thing. How could he not know my answer to that one? I sighed and narrowed my eyes at him as I replied. Of course not. Why would I? Figured you'd say that. Me though? I'd take that bet. I can get my wish, but then I give you my life. I want $1 million! No, I'm dead. Why would you That's so illogical. What? But if you lost... Oh, that's true. It's a bet. It's not like... Yep, I'd be dead. But sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles, you know? I'd be okay with it. I was actually thinking, like, selling yours for a wish. Right. Okay. You win, you get a wish. You lose, you die. So, Squid Games? What he thought was so utterly different than mine, I couldn't help but stare in disbelief. Baffled, I looked at him and said, dying completely defeats the point. How can you take it that gracefully? Dying doesn't completely defeat the point, because if you think about it, like, your life's going to come to an end at some point, and at least you chose how you were going to go out. You know what I mean? That wasn't taken away from you. You were like, I will go out here and now if I don't win this dream. And you made that risk as opposed to like, I'm going out to work and someone is drunk driving and kills you and you're like, that was not my choice. No! Bullshit! Your actions caused it. You know what I mean? My own actions caused it. So. But how can you take it that gracefully? I feel like it's better than, I don't know. Yeah, good job for me. Cool. How can you take that bet so nonchalantly? Nonchalant? Yeah. I guess if you wanted to make it sound cool, you could put it like that. Watching how exuberantly you make your bets, I have to wonder if you're afraid of loss at all. You sure you weren't that eager to throw away your life like a poker chip because you just don't have enough things to care about? Ow. Therapizing him. My voice was soft, hesitant, but he gave me a brilliant smile. Maybe. I don't really have any attachments after all. No parents, no significant other I need to take care of. Nothing. My family, my life is just me, myself, and I. But you have friends, right? And the children at the orphanage seem to care about you a lot. And just because it's me, myself, and I. I mean, I do have parents and siblings and stuff like that, but they have their own lives, you know what I mean? My life is just me, myself, and I, and my birds. But, like, I still have things that I enjoy, so you're like, I wouldn't gamble my life away. Because I'd be like, well, think of all the things I would miss out on. All the fucking games we wouldn't get to finish! That keeps me hanging on. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Googling all my Atome boys, playing with my Sims. There's things I enjoy about my life, so I don't think I would gamble it away for a wish. Not unless you were sure you were going to win, but, like, I would absolutely lose, so I'm not taking that chance, right? Well, yeah. It's not like I live an isolated existence away from civilization. Nobody does. And I never said there aren't a lot of people who'd be sad to see me go. But you know, if I did go out that way, I have a feeling they'd smile and say I exited this world exactly how I wanted to. Probably. He didn't have anything. He owned his whole life. His fate was thoroughly his own. He could do whatever he wanted. Part of me was instantly envious of the sheer freedom of his transient life afforded him, but that sounds terrifying. The thought of so much freedom was frightening. I don't understand how you can think like that. I spoke quietly, almost to myself. Tyga shrugged and gave me a wry smile. It's fine for you, babe. Hell, it'd probably be a bad thing if you did. You can't have the eventual leader of the Tojo family making massive bets on a whim. Screw up and you put a massive number of people out of a job. True. Heck, for as laid back as his Gramps seems, he's actually holding back a pretty wild side. What? Yeah, I hear he used to be a real hellraiser when he was younger. Now he's trying to be more reserved and dignified and stuff. Oh my god, our grandpa was in a fucking motorcycle gang, wasn't he? Grandpa's a hellraiser. The thought was frightening. That's kind of funny. I want to see him with a goddamn pompadour. You know what I mean? You though, babe, you could stand to come out of your shell a little more. Go loose and explore the wider world out there. Out here, sorry. Listening to Taiga's story, I felt I was a little closer to understanding what grandfather had told me before. He said that the reason he chose these 4 as my suitors was because all of them fill a gap I'm missing in my own life. And this is the first time she's figured out what that gap is. Fill a gap? Was grandfather hoping to teach me something by choosing you as one of my suitors? Huh? Hey, whoa, how many times do I have to tell you I'm not here for that kind of... Yes, I know, you're the observer. Was that really all there was to it? Grandfather did tell me to learn about all of them, Taiga included. Not only that, the more I talked to Taiga, the more I realized that my knowledge of the world contained huge gaps. When I read his background report, I thought he was a worthless human being, kneecapped by a gambling addiction. Now that I heard his side of the story, he didn't strike me as a worthless addict at all. Why say that you're a gambling addict, then? Taiga grimaced and looked away from me. Oh, yeah, it might not be what you expected, but, there are some parts that I can't exactly deny. Like I said earlier, whenever I go abroad, I'll almost always go gamble in that country. Sort of a little personal ritual to commemorate the trip. And when it comes to betting, like you saw earlier, I go big or go home. So when I win real big. And that means when I lose, well, I get fleeced. Oh. Sometimes I wind up flat broke, flatter than a pancake. I've lost every last coin in my pocket more than once. I can't stop, though. I just have to do it again. So I think I fit the addict profile, unfortunately. Why do you gamble to commemorate your trips? Why not buy a souvenir or take pictures or something? Buying cheap souvenirs doesn't give you the same thrill. Yeah, but the thrills. I rolled my eyes. Then I asked him something that had been on my mind. You did win a lot of money. What dream would you spend it on? I'd blow it all and live in the lap of luxury. You could do that by marrying me! I mean, this man is an idiot. Really? We think Ichi and Nayuta are kind of stupid, but you're also kind of dumb, I'm just saying. Liar. You aren't that kind of person. If you were, grandfather would never let you near me. Even I know that much. You're giving me way too much credit. My bashful statement earned me a shrug and a wry grin from Taiga. We really are complete opposites. Opposites attract. The more I learned about him, the more I realized as much. There were a lot of things I could learn from him. If I didn't let myself get caught up in appearances and took a closer look at who Taiga was as a person, then maybe something inside me might change. Well, tell me the dream you'd spend your money on. For real. That's a secret. Oh, come on. Why can't you just tell me? I will, once you really get the thrill of gambling. Not gonna happen. Maybe. I guess you'll never know then. I could learn a lot from Taiga, yes, but I was starting to suspect it would take a long time. I heaved a sigh and flicked at the plastic chips scattered across the table. Well, it took longer to do those 2 parts than I expected, honestly, because I'm like, sometimes they're short, but sometimes they're long. But, like I said, this part we're a little bit, girls day out! Oh, it's a trap! She wants to grill me about Taiga. Anyway. But we're a little under time, but we went way over the last time, so I think it's fair enough. Fair enough. We're slightly under time, and we went 20 minutes over in the last part, so you're still getting the better of both deals. But anyway, yeah, we will continue with Girls Day Out the next time. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.